Okay, boys, this I think is gonna be a good one. It actually gave me a little epiphany this morning. Okay, so I opened up my Bible to Genesis, right? And this is where I realized that God has commanded us to be great from the very beginning. From once we were created, like mankind, He put mankind into the universe. He has commanded us, like the first thing He says to us is to be great. Okay, well, not like word for word. Okay, I'm gonna go over why he wants us to be great. Okay, so first verse here is Genesis 1 verse 27, and he says, "So God created mankind in His own image. In the image of God, He created them. Male and female, He created them." Okay, so there's two things I wanted to talk about in this verse. The first one is, well, mankind is created in His own image. We are created in the image of God. We are a reflection of what He wants us to be. Meaning that we as man, we as, mankind, we have like godly potential within us. God has made us in His image, right? So we have the potential to be like, have power, like super awesome power, okay? And the second part to this that I really want, that I just realized was like this: created, created, created. Have you heard me say it before? Creation is a divine action. The fact that created, like the word created, is emphasized 3 times in one verse, just shows how much God wants us to be like using this divine action. He wants us to be create, right? And it's re-emphasizing the creation. Like man, like we as men have to be creating into the world. We have to be giving out into the world. We have to stop being in this state of consumption of just taking in things and dish out. We want to dish out, right? And that's what we want. And since we are dishing out from His image, like if we cultivate the intrinsic characteristics, like our godly desires, and we start, actually not giving into like evil and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like we're actually. Oh, this will go on to the next one. We're actually fruitful. Like we can bear good fruit, right? What we create will serve the world in a better way. So basically, what I'm basically trying to say is like we're made in God's image, meaning we were made not to be weak, not to be powerless, not to be fucking poor, shit like that. No. We were made in this image with power, with the ability to create, with the ability to create something from nothing. You know what I mean? And so that's the first one. Okay? And then the next verse right after that is Genesis 1 verse 28. God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky and over every living creature that lives on the ground." Okay, so let's break this shit down. Okay, let's break this shit down. I really like honestly, like when I think about masculinity, you just turn back to like the religion, and because the religion knows how a man should act. Okay, yeah, it's not the new age. Like this is kind of like a side tangent, but it's not like the new age, modern wisdom of how a man should act. No, if you want to know how a man should act, you turn back to what has been stated thousands of years ago. Okay, because that has worked. Those are the shit that has worked. Those are the dynamics of relationships that has worked for millions of people. Okay, and so that was just a little side tangent. Okay, so let's get into this verse. So the first thing he says to Adam and Eve when he creates them, right, in his image, is to be fruitful. And I started thinking about this. Like we were just like, okay, be fruitful. That means like give and shit like that. But like, if you think about it, like fruitful, I'm like I like big brain this shit. Like I got like an epiphany. When I think of fruitful, that basically means like fruits in general, which means like a freaking tree, right? You have a freaking tree. Be fruitful, meaning that your tree is bearing fruit. Like you can bear fruit, right? Basically is what I'm trying to say. And how can you be fruitful, right? In order to like bear fruit, you have to for one be rooted Like your roots have to be freaking strong, meaning your roots have to be strong. You have to be cultivated with the like water. You got to get the sunlight and shit like that. You can't be contaminated with dirty ass water and shit like that. I know it's like okay, like duh. You know, there's a lot of different examples, but basically what I'm trying to say is like you bear fruit like a tree, like a tree. And let me just dive into it. So what I think the like you have to be rooted means, like as a tree, like strong roots. I think that strong roots is your God-given purpose, right? You have to be pursuing your God-given purpose as a man, and that's your connection to God, right? And if you're not rooted in God, you won't bear strong fruit. You won't bear good fruits. Okay, you'll be like, again, like let's say you don't have a good connection to God, and so you give into degeneracy, you give into the lust and shit like that, and you don't know what to do. It's like when you consume from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Now you don't know what to do. You're overthinking, and you just there's too many different options available when there's only one narrow path that you must walk down. Right, the path is narrow and the gate is small for the people that is walking. I forgot what the verse was, but what I'm just trying to say is that you have to be rooted in God, okay? That is the only way for your fruit, for your tree, yourself, for you, because you are the tree bearing fruit. It is the only way for you to actually give good fruit, create things of great value, of great, of greatness. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, so that's just one thing, being rooted in God. But also, like if you think about a tree, oh my gosh, so freaking amazing. Like trees has leaves and all this shit. When you think of a tree, right, and the fruits fall, it's not like the tree, what you call it, eats the fruits. Nah. What I'm just trying to say is like it's not like it's selfish. Like it creates these fruits so that it can eat it again. No. That's not what happens. The fruits that it gives is for other people, right? It's to multiply, right? Some of them have seeds in it and they can grow more trees somewhere else, but it's really not for themselves. It's to serve other people. It's just the fruits are just created. Like you're creating, and again, back to this, you're creating fruits from yourself, meaning that you're giving out into the world. It's again, this tree analogy emphasizes the importance of creation. You're rooted in God, and therefore what you bear fruit is good. And so that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. Okay? So was there something else? I have no idea. Be fruitful and multiply. Okay, multiply, reproduce, but also like again, like what you create, multiply it. Meaning you create a lot, you give out into the world, you start giving and creating outwards is what we're trying to say. Again, like if, like when my channel is like, you don't take a passive route, okay? You got to be actively doing things, and that actively creating, actively giving things is how a man should be acting inside this world, okay? And so fill the earth and subdue it, right? Fill the earth just basically means like actually like go worldwide type shit. Go worldwide. But subdue it, okay? So I like thinking like subdue it, power, right? If you think of subdue, you need power, you need authority, you need strength to subdue something. And so God is commanding us, this is where I'm saying, God has commanded us to be strong. God has commanded you to be great. He wants you to subdue the world, to fill the earth and subdue the world, the whole world. Like that's not some task for some fish in the sea. That's not some task for like some something he doesn't care about. He's giving you power. He's entrusting you with the power over the world. So basically what I'm trying to say is like you need strength, you need power. He wants you to be powerful. He wants you to have strength so you can do all of this shit. Rule over the fish in the sea, and basically, roll over it. Roll over the earth. You got to have authority, strength, power. He's emphasizing these things. Like, he wants you to be great. It's basically what I'm trying to say. And so, yeah, so these two verses was kind of like, oh yeah, dude, that's actually crazy. So many people, I don't know, like if you watch religious things from reels and shit, you'd be like, God, like, oh yeah, Jesus Christ was poor, and so everybody should be poor. Like, nah. God has commanded you to be. He created you in His image, and God is the creator, right? And so He is great and shit like that. So if you're in His image, you're a reflection of Him. You're bound for greatness, and He has instilled upon you like the genetics, the potential for you to be amazing, right? And what He has commanded you, like He created you in this awesome picture, right? Awesome stickman picture. But then He has commanded you to do things into the world. Be fruitful, meaning you got to take active care of your own temple, like your tree. Your tree is your temple, who you are. Take care of that shit, or else you won't be able to bear good fruit. Okay? Meaning, stop eating junk food. Stop eating contaminating it, toxifying your own temple, because if you toxify your temple, you won't be able to create good shit. Like, you won't be able to have good experiences with people because you yourself is contaminated. You cannot create good experiences. You cannot create good fruit. Okay? And then multiply, meaning when you are fruitful, when you are bearing good fruit, when you yourself radiate this godly aura, you will be able to create more and give out more to the world. Fill the earth with your fruitfulness. Fill the world with your fruitfulness, meaning like you're able to like just share this kind of like godly aura, godly gifts to the world, and subdue it. He gives you power. He gives you power over your own life. Again, you are the one making your own decisions. Like, you don't know how powerful you are, how powerful God has commanded you to be. Like, you are the one making your own decisions. So like, a lot of the times, the power is like used incorrectly. I guess because we ate from the tree of knowledge and shit. But like self-sabotage. This might be a side tangent, but like, we are so powerful that we self-sabotage us sometimes, and that causes us not to succeed, right? We are literally our worst enemies sometimes, because our mind just is so powerful to the point that it actually subdues ourselves instead of creating and giving out into the world. And so that's a little side tangent. That might be for another video. But yeah, so that's it with this one. Like, God commands you to be great, so you got to be fucking great. He did not command you to be a weak little bitch. He did not command you to be he did not create you to be weak, to be passive, to be any of that shit. He's like, He gave you power. He gave you dominion over the earth. He gave you, He wants you to actually succeed, to be great. And don't give me that crap that like Jesus Christ was poor. And like, no. Like, you guys gotta actually read. And like, this is why I'm like reading the Bible a little bit more and more. And because like when I again, like, don't be influenced by outside influences. Don't be changed by outside influences. It's like, when I listen to other people talk about it versus me reading it, it's completely different. Like, when I hear people talk about the Bible and all of this stuff and Christianity and this stuff, and then I read the Bible for myself and I interpret it for myself, it's completely different from what these guys are actually talking about. Like, that's not what I read. Like, you know what I mean? It's not what I read. It's not what I learned from the Bible. So anyway, that's a little side tangent. That's it for this video. Made to be powerful. Okay, so stop being a little bitch, okay, and get to work. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ending one is work. All of this takes work, okay? Just so you guys know. To be fruitful, it takes work to be fruitful. It takes work to create. It takes work to, multiply, subdue. These are all things that you do, right? These are all things you got to do. To subdue, to rule, to multiply. You're doing things. As a man, you're actively doing things. So that's just another like interpretation that I found from this, is like, you got to be doing it. None of this is anything passive, is what I'm trying to say. Like, mankind is not made to be passive. Like, creation is an active work. To be fruitful is active. Multiplying is active. You got to be taking action. Okay. So yeah, that's the message of this video. I hope you guys found something, learned something new, and see you guys later. Deuces.